All right, so let's talk about hip mobility. Now, this is something that I think a lot of us lack, and it's due to our nature of sitting down, sitting in that flex position, especially since the past year or so, with us being at home, working at our desks more, our hips are tight. So it a lot of times will cause us to overcompensate in other areas. It can cause our hips to just not want to be able to extend like they should and internally and externally rotate, especially if you sit in one position a lot. If you lean on one side or if you sit with your legs crossed, a lot of times that can impair that mobility in your hips by causing certain muscles to get tight. You could be tight on one side, loose on the other, and vice versa. But this exercise is a great one to really help with that. This is what you need to do for that. And you can always work your way up to it as well. So if you're familiar with a windmill exercise, it is to really kind of open up, in a sense. You're opening up your body. This is not the full exercise, but you're opening up your body this way while standing in a staggered stance to really work on that mobility through your spine and through your hips. Now, this is going to take on that as well. So you're going to get into a deep squat stance like so. And if you can't get all the way down, that is fine. You can still kind of lean onto one side and work your way until you get to that opening to where you can be flat. So feet ideally are flat. You're about center, but you're going to take one hand inside of your thigh. You're going to place it right next to it, and you're going to open up to the other side. Now, ideally, you would have a straight line from both shoulders down to the ground and your fingertips. If you are not there, that is something you work towards. Then you'd place your hand down and do it on the other side. And again, this is something that you're going to feel a little bit, probably more rotation on one side than the other. But this is great because it causes you to really get those hips to be able to open up, and then as you're leaning, you're kind of firing that outside of your glute as well. You can also do it more in a lateral lunge stance. So lateral lunge, one leg is open, one leg is bent, then you're in that windmill-like position. So you are really just stretching that inner thigh, pressing into that inner thigh and holding it. Then you can do the same thing on the other side, straightening out that other leg, but you want to make sure again that they're facing forward and then going up. This is what I would recommend you start with if you have trouble getting into that deep squat position and work your way up. So both of those are great to really try to get those hips nice and loose. But again, first off, make sure that you do not push yourself past the point of discomfort. It's not going to feel great if you're tight, but you should know the difference between a bad pain and a tight pain. And don't push yourself past any point of that. Doing it before a workout is going to help you just get more out of the workout. So I definitely recommend doing 1 to 2 sets of 5 on each side, along with some other activation exercises, and see if you don't feel better.